Hey, really glad you're here. I've lived with this setup long enough to tell you how it actually feels every day. Sony Theater Bar 8. This is for someone who is done with thin, flat TV sound and knows deep down there's a huge difference between background noise and truly immersive audio. Before anything else, check the current price and availability. Gear this capable docent stays steady forever, and hesitation usually turns into regret later. You know that exact moment when you press play and think, this should sound bigger, more immersive, more like it belongs in the room. That's the moment you realize your old audio was holding you back. As soon as you switch to this soundbar, that disappointment just disappears. The relief of hearing sound that fills your space with presence is immediate. It doesn't just play audio, it paints the scene around you. In real everyday life, this thing changes how you feel your content. Movies don't just talk, they happen. Explosions have impact and weight, not just volume. Dialogue sits right where it belongs, clear and natural. Games suddenly have directional cues that feel real, like you're inside the world instead of just looking at it. Even music feels richer, layered, and textured in ways you didn't know you were missing. And it's not just louder, it's expressive. Once you feel how this bar opens up space and detail you never noticed before, going back to weak, flat sound feels like settling. You start expecting dimension, clarity, and depth, and suddenly average audio feels exhausting. If you're rethinking about waiting for a sale or watching the price fluctuate, let me be honest, hesitation here almost always turns into regret. These units move fast, and the best windows to get good value don't last long. Maybe you're wondering if a single soundbar can really make a difference. What surprised me the most is how naturally this one fills a room. It doesn't just add volume, it creates dimension. You'll notice subtle details, balanced bass, and spatial presence that makes every scene feel intentional and alive. Owning this feels different. There's a moment the first time you hit play, and it clicks like the room suddenly learned how sound was supposed to be delivered. That quiet satisfaction, that sense of pride in knowing you chose something that genuinely elevates your space, is something you feel every time you use it. Sound feels rich and enveloping. Movies have true presence. Games deliver spatial clarity. Music plays with expressive depth. Every moment feels intentional. It needs room to breathe, not as compact as tiny bars. At some point, you stop looping through weaker options and start listening to what your ears have been asking for all along. Every time you consider something flatter or less capable, you come right back here because deep down you already know real sound when you hear it. Check the price and availability now. Decide with confidence, and don't let this be one of those upgrades you think about later with regret. Make the move and finally hear your TV and media the way it should be experienced.